Welcome to this tutorial on throwing kinematic throwables in SteamVR. If you ever want to control the player movement of the throwable object before it interacts with the hands, or solely want them to float, you can set their rigid body to kinematic. But if you do that, you need to do more tweaks before you can interact with them like normal throwables. In this video, I will show you some cases and how you can throw the kinematic throwables by using throwable events or interactable hover events. Here the red one is the kinematic throwable with no modification. When you interact with it with your hands, it first teleports to the closest hand position and stays there. Even if you move your hand, it doesn't budge, and when it is released, your hand teleports to where it should be. The second, orange one, is movable when attached to hand, but does not move when released. This approach will be good for moving around objects without them getting affected by the physics. Lastly, the yellow one starts kinematic but at the end transforms to normal throwables when it is released as well. Unlike the orange one, it gets affected by the gravity. The blue one and the Mobius one are normal throwables that are not kinematic. Mobius is here to show you that you can change the model of the throwable prefab and get the same results for other 3D models. That's enough for the demo. Let me give you a quick introduction to the scene and explain the steps for kinematic throwable interactions. Here we have an extra camera to give you a wider angle field of view when I demo the scene. Plane for the player, column for the throwables. As you know, player and the throwables are from SteamVR prefabs. For player, we search for it, drag and drop to the scene, or the hierarchy, then position it. You can find it in Assets, SteamVR, Interaction System, Core, Prefabs. Throwables, again taken from the prefabs, searching for it, drag and drop. It is in Assets, SteamVR, Interaction System, Samples, Prefabs. Here the objects hovering over the column are throwable variations with different settings as well as materials. There is the one with a different model to show you that you can change the 3D model but have the same throwable behavior. To delete the child sphere, add your model, add a collider to your model. If you are up for the task, you can set the pose for the glows. Going back to setting up throwables. First difference for all of them is their interactable hover events are empty. If you don't tweak the references, at default this causes material changes when game object hovered. To not the initial one, but the one set in the defaults. For details, a video will be linked in the description. Another difference is, except the blue one and the Mobius, other rigid bodies set to be kinematic. That's why they don't get affected by gravity or physics. Red one is set to be kinematic with no further settings applied to it. For orange one, we use on pickup and on detach from hand events of the throwable behavior. As their name suggests, they are called when said action happens. For the orange one, we put it as a reference to the corresponding event, select it as a rigid body, and its kinematic property. If it is unchecked, when this event fires, its rigid body will be set to non-kinematic. That is why we can move it when it is attached to our hand. When we release it, this time, with the same logic, we set its rigid body to kinematic. It stays where it is with no interaction with physics or gravity. Lastly, the yellow one is similar to the orange one, but when it is detached from the hand, we do not set its rigid body back to kinematic, and it behaves how a normal throwable would behave. Here I used events from the throwable script, but you can use the events from interactable hover events behavior and get the same results as well. On pickup corresponds to on attached to hand. On detached from hand corresponds to on detached from hand. Let's transform the blue, normal one, to the same behavior of the orange one. Only movable when attached to hand, using events from the interactable hover events script. First, let's set its rigid body to kinematic. Then back to events, add a new one to on attached to hand. Put the references of the object, select rigid body, select is kinematic, leave it unchecked. For on detach from hand, the same steps, but this time is kinematic checked. This way it will stay where it was released. Now it is ready, and if you ever need, you can change the interaction behaviors of your kinematic throwables in SteamVR this way. I really like using events, so if you have any video requests, let me know. Let's see the demo one more time. Mobius behaves like a normal throwable. It is affected by gravity and physics. If I ever decide, I can throw it. Red one is still kinematic, only moves when getting attached to hand. Orange, when taken moves, when released stay where it is. Yellow movable after release, it is not kinematic. And now the blue one. Same, moves, when released, stays where it is just like the orange one. But instead of using throwable script, we used interactable How event script. For this or similar purpose, feel free to use the one that fits your needs. With that, this is the end of this tutorial of throwing kinematic throwables in Unity. Hope that this will be helpful, and if there was a point not clear, please let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe for the future ones. I am open to ideas and creating videos for VR, so feel free to write suggestions. With that, I hope to see you in the next explorations. Bye bye.